Hello everyone and welcome. Today we are going to do a Valentine's Day grapevine wreath using a sign. So we did one of these, I think it was last year. We're going to do something, similar but a little different. This will probably be our last Valentine's wreath. We may do another arrangement. I'm not really sure. But what I have done is started with a 14-inch round grapevine. I took one of our metal heart signs that we have in the shop, and I went ahead and got it attached with our pipe cleaners, okay? So I've already got that prepped. Next thing we're going to be doing is going in with some ficus. Okay, so I'm just going to take the ficus. We're going to just break it up into a couple pieces here. And then I'm just going to give this a bend. We're going to work on getting our parameter set around our sign. So ficus is a good, inexpensive product to use. Inexpensive, and they get the job done. A lot of real estate with this one. Okay, I'm just going to bend these how I like them. And this grapevine is not the best, so let me go ahead and pull my moss out. So I'm probably going to have to put the moss in here to get it to hold. There's a lot of gaps in between the branches. I'm going to go in with a little bit of moss. Try to get that to hold. I got glue on my sign. Okay, go in with another piece. I'm going to bend it. I'm going to cut the stem down just a tiny bit. Going to hit that with a little bit of moss. Let me cut this piece down. Okay, I'm going to bend. I'm going to go right next to that one, since it already has our moss in there. Giving this one a bend. I get it right about there. Hit it with some moss. That moss is just going to help hold that in there because this grapevine has got such large gaps in between it. This is just an old one I had, and there's no telling where it came from. Okay, let's get another ficus here. Cut it up. Now, if you want to bend your ficus before you cut it up, you definitely can. I'll put this one, I think, down here. right in that spot next to that moss that we just mossed that one before I got that one. Get one down here at the bottom. Just a little bit more of a bend there. I've got to get some moss in there. And I did want to mention we have our new 2025 Designer Circle group open. Just hit the join button on our channel. And in there, you will have a little bit more detailed instruction, better views. You're going to get 3 exclusive tutorials a month, plus a live Q&A and design session. You get 20% off all of our products. And first access to all the new tutorials. So lots of good perks in there. So if you guys are interested in learning how to design, you know, maybe a few, I'm not a business coach, but I will answer a few business questions if you have questions for me. So we would love to have you over there in the Designer Circle group. So this is what I have so far. Okay, and now let's go ahead, let's make our bow next. So I am going to be using our black and white check Farrisilk. It's going to match the check on our sign. And then I'm just going, hopefully I have enough of this red, the solid red Farrisilk. Okay, use whatever ribbon you have. If you have a pretty Valentine's ribbon, use that. So I'm just going to make my bow here. These loops might be too long. Let's see. I think I'm going to make them a little smaller. I think, let's see if I have enough array. I'll just probably do them both at the same time. I don't have a whole lot of the red left, so see how many loops we can get. I have to drop this ribbon on the floor because it's giving me fits. I'm just going up about ½ an inch. About ½ an inch from the first loop. Let's see if we have enough to do another loop, or if I'm going to have to just do 3. I'm going to have to stop it there. So we're just going to do 3 loops because I need enough for my tails. So I'm going to put a pipe cleaner around this. twist it off really good. So I've got other videos, and I said you'll get more detailed instruction in our designer group, but I've got other tutorials where I show you how to do the bow. This one we're just kind of moving a little fast on. So y'all make sure you go check out some of the other videos. Okay, now I'm going to take a floral pen and wrap this pipe cleaner around it. I'm going to add some glue to that, let it do its thing. So while that glue is drying, let's open up our, we're going to use our, I think this is our cottage, arrow ivy bush, sorry. The cottage one is sold out. This is our arrow ivy bush. We're going to bring in some of this. I'm going to pull it apart into some sections. And we'll get it ready so we can anchor our bow a little bit with it. Okay, so I just have little sections of it. Just cutting the stems down. Although these bushes are a little bit more expensive, you get so much greenery out of them. So you get a lot of bang for your buck, and they're really pretty. They cover a lot of real estate, is what I'm trying to get at. Okay, so we have a couple of those cut up, and I think actually I may want to anchor our bow. I brought in some of these mixed lamb's ear, maidenhair, and blossom sprays. So we may anchor with these instead of okay, let's go ahead and get our bow in. I don't need my pick that long, so I'm going to cut it down. I'm going to put it right out there. And hit it with some moss. Before we mess with that, I'm gonna let it do its thing. I'm gonna let it the glue set up before we mess with our loops too much. Okay, let's anchor our bow now. Let's go in, I think, with our little pick. Okay, let's get another one. I'm gonna shake hands with it, mix it up, bend it. bit of bend. I'm going to go right next to that pick. Once we get our loop situated, we can maneuver our greenery around there, and that'll help cover our mechanics. Cut this one tail down just a tiny bit. We'll clean it up at the end. Okay, so I have 2 of those. I brought in 2 more that we will use here in a second. But let's bring in some of our Arrow Ivy spray. I'm just going to sort of blend it with the Ficus. Another piece. Blend them in there. I see that. Now let's go on the side over here. I'm going to go right up next to that pick. I'm going to pull my little lamb's ear up. And I can kind of fix these a little bit more how I want them once I get it hung up. Okay, let's get another one. Okay, I need some right here in the center, so I'm going to open up another bush. We may not use all of it. I am going to get a piece here. And I'm going to go right up underneath the loop here. Just blend that. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Now let's get our other 2 picks added. Because we want to bring those elements into the rest of the wreath and not just by the bow, right? So I'm going in I'm going to blend it into the bottom. Just like this. Let's take this one. Well, they pull it into 2 pieces. I think we're going to pull this one into 2 pieces because I see a couple spots actually. Let's do it. Let's just break it all up. I'm going to go right up at the top. I'm going to take another piece. I'm going to go towards the side. I'm going to save my little lamb's ear piece. Put this one sort of right in here. Get this little piece. Add it towards the bottom. Maybe. Try that again. There we go. All right, so we are looking pretty good. I've got my little lamb's ear piece. Let's clean up our tails. This one, the red is perfect, so I'm just going to fold the end under. The black one I'm going to cut a little bit and fold it under. Now, if you just want 2 tails, you can just cut it. I'm going to leave all the tails. Kind of like it. Okay, so now let's add a couple florals. You could leave it as this if you just wanted the greenery and the ribbon. It looks very pretty. But I have a couple of these red ranunculus left over from our project that we did in our designer circle group. So we're going to get them added. And I'll show you that piece at the end. I think it turned out really pretty. I'm going to take, I think I've got 4 of these. We're just going to make it work. And then I think I have a cabbage rose bush. So we will add a few of those in there as well. So I'm going to leave these stems long for now until I know exactly where I want to put them. Now, I do not like the leaves on this bush. And actually, this one sold out, so that is perfect. Because I probably won't buy this one again. It's not my favorite greenery. Okay, just got to fix that flower a little bit. Okay, so I think we're going to have one. We got to see where we want to space them out. So let's just space them. I'm just going to space them before I glue. this one, I think I'm going to go on the other side. Okay, so we're going to do it like that. So let's go ahead and get these added. I'm giving my stems a bend. And I'm just going to weave it through my grapevine. And if you have to hit it with some moss, then hit it with some moss. Okay, so I have 4 of these. If you've got a full bush, you can add more. I'm just using up what I had, so I spaced those out. And now I think I'm going to add in a couple of our cabbage roses. Just trying to get that one in there. I'm going to go right above the bow here. If I can get it in there, there we go. That one. I'm going to weave that one through my little loop. Just weaving it through my little loop there. A couple more. Lift up my tails here. Get this one in there. There we go. I got it right there in the center. Go down on the outside a little bit. Okay, I have one left. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold the, put my wreath up, kind of see where I need to fill in some holes. I have a little bit of our bush left and one of these, so I'm gonna get it hung up, and if I see any little holes, I will hit it. Okay, here is our finished Valentine's wreath. I think it turned out beautifully. Again, if you are new to my channel, we would love to have you subscribe, that little notification bell, and you'll be notified every time we have new tutorials. Let me show you the one we made over in our designer circle group. So we made this beautiful Valentine's jewel wreath with our new Farrisilk red and pink jewels. I think it turned out beautifully. So this one we did over in the design group. We would love to have you over there. Just hit that little join button and you will be welcomed right into our group. So until next time, bye y'all.